This question reads, as a woman who is coming out of an abusive relationship and has had more than one abusive relationship in my life before this, how do I go about attracting a good man for once? Okay, this one's a bit heavier, a bit more serious. Before I answer this question, I would want to ask this person, anybody who asks a question like this, how do I go about attracting a good man if I've come out of abusive relationships before and recently? I would ask, if these are the kinds of men that you tend to attract, what is it that makes you think that you will attract a good man the next time around? Because obviously there is something about you that baits abusive men, that lures them in towards you. And just to give it a little bit of a spoiler, abusive men tend to be lured in by desperation. That's one trait that they all very commonly have in common. They love desperation because you'll be willing to desperate woman will be willing to look past their very obvious and glaring flaws, and put up with their crap. But what I would say is that any woman who is dealing with this kind of situation, who is coming out of an abusive relationship, it would be best for you to stay single for a while, to learn to be content without a man in your life, to learn to be happy by yourself outside of a relationship. Because if you come out of an abusive relationship and you go straight back to dating, you're still going to have that aura of desperation around you. You're still going to be desperate for affection, and you're going to be repeating history. So the best thing that you can do is stay single for a while and learn to be content in your singleness. Learn to rely on God and not on some other mortal man to fill a void in your heart. You need to learn to be content in all circumstances, whether you are in a relationship or not. And you should start by learning to be content without a relationship, so that the next time around, when you are trying to attract a good man, you do not attract a man who is lured in by any sort of desperation. So you want to attract a good man, learn to be content alone first.